Happy Friday, end of the week, first day of the month. Thanks for the sound check. Real quick, a little housekeeping. Charlotte, if you're out there, Charlotte M, you're too many trials and you got to pay from this point forward. So I'm sorry to say I got to let you go. You got to resolve your payment issues. All right. Okay, so there goes Charlotte. All right. So now we're back to what's the program today? 455 and a quarter, really down to 455 is support. All right. But if they get below, what comes next? The trend line. How many times are they going to play games with this trend line before giving it up? Is today the day? Did they even get there this morning? Is it next week? None of these we know the answer to. We're just, these are the thought processes that you have coming in when the market's kind of hovering still around the trend line. You had a big rally yesterday in the afternoon, right into the close. More shenanigans than anything else. When you look at a 5-minute chart, you're down here at basically 330, and a half an hour, you're all the way up here. And that's whatever you want to believe that is, it doesn't make any difference. Okay, who knows what that is? But what's important, I'm shuffling around here, sorry, I'm dropping stuff. What's important is we have a handle on what's going on here. 455.25 down to 455. That's the place that the market has to stay above to stay bullish for now. All right. Back at the trend line, it becomes a coin toss, really. The more times they come down there, how many times is it going to take? I can't say they'll bounce it today. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. That's why it becomes a coin toss on a situation like this. Let's look at the flip side. Let's say they jam them up at the open and they get above yesterday's close, 456.31. You remember 456.30 from yesterday, the pivot. I didn't say it yesterday. I say it sometimes. They're going to get back to the pivot come hell or high water. I didn't say it yesterday, but a lot of times they come back to the pivot or at least run a test of the pivot at some point during the day, come hell or high water. It's interesting how that worked right into the close. Just can't even make that up. Opens the door for 457.60 if they get above yesterday's close. That's where we are there. Okay. A few stocks on the move this morning. We have Dell. We've got Clearwater Analytics, whoever that is. We've got Pfizer and Marvell. MRVL. Marvel. Now we got about a minute to post time, and we'll just take it one tick at a time. Charlotte, doesn't work. You got to stop coming in here. I'm going to block your IP address. All right, here we go.
Pfizer opened below the first level and above the second level. And MRL opened close to the first level. It's coming down towards it.
Here we go. Marvel's coming in, 51.36, first place. Fighters, 455 and a quarter down to 455. It is a bounce place, but if they don't bounce it there, hello trend line. Just understand that. Shannon, 24K for November. Well done. That's fantastic. It wasn't on my charts, Chad, so I can't consider it.
Dell and Marvel both just hit their levels.
There goes Marvel. And let's adjust Dell. There goes Dell. All right. So far, so good there.
Marvel gave you the bounce.
Have patience. Just all week long. Got to wait for the spiders to do the thing you want. We're not going to chase it around. We're not going to guess. When you exercise patience, you eliminate the bad stuff, a lot of the bad stuff. Some of the bad stuff is just because that's the life of a trader, but you eliminate a lot of bad stuff when you wait for what you want instead of chasing and guessing.
Pfizer's coming into that second level now.
Jordan, I think you got a mic issue over there today.
Thank you for that. Dell is
right. Yes.
second level.
Eden, you're correct. That was coming up short of the unfinished business. It's still unfinished yesterday. That was correct. Talking about look at the low yesterday. 30, I went over this in the video last night. 34 low against 27. Come on. All right, so they're at the first place. They can bounce it. All right, but if they don't, it's the trend line. Just understand that.
Dell is heading towards the second level, and it just hit it.
All right, I'm just going to stay on the spiders on the screen here for a second.
And Pfizer just hit the second level. Dell just hit the third level. And Dell is bouncing back. It's back above the second level.
50 against 51 on Dell. Pretty interesting. Again, spiders, just as long as they hold this price, but really it's 455. They can go down 455 to 455 and a quarter was that zone. So as long as they hold it, they give you a bounce back over 456. They can get above this high. See what's going on in Camp IWM. They're down about 1/3%. A little bit more than the spiders. Look at that bounce though. Came up short of this gap down here. Spiders are giving you about 4 points, maybe close to 5 points in a minute here, hopefully. Not hope, and hope's not a strategy, but there it is. So there's pretty much your scalp portion. The rest is trader's choice. Just a little base hit to start the morning. The morning trade in process. Be right back. If they have to come back down, both are possible. We know that from yesterday and every other day. 80 cents on Marvel for Justin. Nice job. Let's see Marvel. Look at that. Look at that rip. Nice. Nice. Dell right off the third number. Pfizer's hanging out. This is the only entry on Pfizer. This one doesn't exist today because they opened below it. All right. That's what you signed up for, one way or the other. We learn, we teach, we learn from each other, we get the numbers, and we do our thing. We'll get some profits in a moment here. Let's see how much we can get out of this thing. They can go fill that gap, no doubt. I don't know they will, but they can for sure. Why not? Yeah, transports are doing fine. IWM's flat. Yeah, these can't be negatives, just we're holding it. Mark's already in for 5 points with a trailer on. Nice job, Mark T. Double check back here. So Dell's in the money if you painted by the numbers. Spiders are grinding. Just hold it. Above 456 is the next target, give or take. 456, 10, 15, and then 31 is the actual gap. Sometimes they come up short and they pull it back, and that's why I say that. Sure, Armand. 6,500 up for November for Bob L. Well done, Bob. Well done. Meta. Okay. Let's start over here. 320. Get you an exact number in a second. I gotta go to my other screens. There's your, hold on. It's 420, Armand, give or take. That's the target unless they bounce it first, but you can't buy it until 420. 456.08. So, you know, traders, certainly if you didn't take a scalp off at 5 or 6 points, this is an exit area. They can certainly pull it back and play some games. We know how that works, as they're doing. Scott S, 92.50 in November. Wow, that's fantastic, Scott. All of you guys. Anybody in that kind of camp or anybody in a profit scenario, more than a bread box, more than you're used to making, more than you've made in a while or a long time or ever, kudos. 6 points for Grant with the trailer. 24.80 this morning for Jason A. Great job. Great job. Okay. 18.53 in the pocket for John W. Packing it in for the week. Great job. Awesome. Yeah, Armand, I'm just seeing your thing. Yeah, there's a Powell speaking today at some point. I don't know what time. What time's he speaking? I know most of you guys know. 11 o'clock. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Now we're saying 2 o'clock. Okay. So it's somewhere between 11 and 2. 11. Oh, he's speaking twice? Okay. Certainly won't be around to watch the second one. I won't even watch the first one. How's that? Whatever they're doing is fine. This is Fed speak. Seems to be common marketplace today. You're holding a trailer. They've given you no reason to sell it, and it doesn't cost you anything to hold it. You never know which ones are going to give you the rocket ride. Let's focus on what we're doing here and why. Because I know a lot of you have a trouble holding a trailer and have learned, and some of you have learned and you're doing it, and that's great. You never know which ones are going to give you the extra 5, 10, 15, 20 points. Who knows? You never know. Why can't they be up at 457.60 today? Why not? Or more? Anybody have a good reason why they can't? We don't know that they will, but that's what the trailer is made for. Yeah, transports are on a rip and IWM's flat. Still, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. Spiders are flat. No reason they can't be positive. They were down 10 points. They could be up 10 points. Why not? If they come back down, no harm, no foul. You got what you got. Your worst case is they come back to your entry point and you let it go, or before. It's up to you. This is a trader's choice situation. Technically, you don't really want them to come back to the entry point if you've taken profit, but technically it still would constitute an active trade as long as they didn't come below it. That's just the way I do it. But I don't always make them, like if they're up a lot of points, I'm not going to wait for them to come back to get rid of the trailer. I'll just pick a spot. But they're not really up that, they're at the flat line. Yeah, Microsoft's not, there really is no bounce. I get it. I get what you're saying, but they're at new highs. Maybe it's enough for now. Maybe they got to pull back, retest the high they just broke out from next week or something. That's totally possible, Microsoft. Each chart is independent. Michael W, 4150 holding a trailer. Fantastic. Well done. SMH, let's check it out, Armand. I was looking at it before. This is that place, right? They keep testing it. Closing below here, the low is 159.52. This is daily close. That opens the door right here. Hourly close starts to open the door. Doesn't mean they'll get there today, but opens the door. 2 hours close below, 3 hours close below, something like that. It's just the more time. There's no magic bullet. It's just about time. So you got to chunk down the time into something to look at, right? Hourly closes are pretty stout. 15-minute close is no big deal when you're looking at a daily number. This is a daily number. So they're flirting with it. Monday's an on-time day. Doesn't mean they'll go up, but it's an on-time day. Close below here today and still opens the door for here regardless of Monday until they're back above here. This is the line in the sand. Buy imbalances? No, that's no big deal. Sometimes there's sell imbalances, sometimes there's buy imbalances. Yesterday, you could look at the chart and already know that. So Mark, that's just indicative of what happened. So they jam price up a couple of bucks into the close in a half an hour, and then by default that there was buyers, therefore there was an imbalance of buyers, and that's just deducing that from the fact that price went up, and that's the only way I look at that. Doesn't matter. It's the only way that could happen. Why did it happen? Who were they? We don't know. $1,000 in a trailer on Pfizer, Spiders, Marvel, and Dell, 4 for 4. How about that, Dirk? Well done. Well done. All over it. Uber? Sure. Look at that run. Where's this thing going? There you go. They're just trying to challenge these highs. Pivot high. There's 4 pivot highs here. This is telling you that this box up here is uber important, pun intended. This area, right? This whole area up here. Pick a spot. There's no rhyme or reason why it would be 57.50 or 57.65. Or this is an area that the market's already told you that's really important because they tried to get through it month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. Not counting the first one, 4 months. That's a long time to try. Couldn't do it. So they're coming back to retest that area that they broke down from. That's exactly what's happening. My book. Yeah, TLT is 20+ year bonds. So that's the price of bonds. So the price of bonds moves inverse to yields. So if yields are down, prices of bonds are up. If prices of bonds are up, yields are down. And if prices of bonds are up, then TLT is up. So TLT is just tracking the price of the bond as the spiders are tracking the price of the SPX cash index. That's it. Is that fair, Mario? Uber's going to be added to the S&P? Maybe, I don't know. If that's what's going on, then that's a pretty good reason. Buyers in there. They have to buy it. Certain funds that track the S&P have to buy it. Saylor bought another $593 million of Bitcoin yesterday. Holds 5.28 billion at current price. He's set up to get wiped out. That's going to happen to him eventually. And if I'm wrong, more power to him. That's just what I think. That's what usually happens in those scenarios, right? Mark T, drunken sailor. Those things generally don't work out. But once in a while they do, and maybe he's right, but I suspect he's going to get wiped out eventually. What's his average price, does he say? He probably has to disclose it since it's all part of that company MicroStrategy, right? All right. Just grinding up. They're eating time off the clock. You're holding a trailer. There's just, you just got to hold on. If they take you out, they take you out. It's just the way it goes. Yeah, I agree, Mark B. What point do you have enough money? What's wrong with 5 billion? I agree. I don't get that one. You're going to put the whole thing in the middle of the table? 5 billion? It's a little crazy. Ulta. Nice rip. Nice rip. Oh my goodness. Hey, just going to 490, 491, 492. That's ultimately what's trying to happen here. Today, I don't know, but probably not today. First, it's this high, but right above this high is that breakdown candle high. So good, can't chase it. If you're long, well done. Its cost basis is 30 grand. Yeah, he's going to get wiped out eventually. Mark's saying it's even higher. Maybe that was the average price that he bought it yesterday. Either way, he's going to get wiped out. Is 456.30 a short? No. I can't say they won't react there, but it's not a short for me. The short is up at 457.60 if they got there anytime soon. Consider the tape, right? It's a flat tape. Transport's doing fine. IWM's now up. Friday, floater situation coming up. The volume and the participation is going to wane. Why would you want to be short unless you had a really great place? You wouldn't. Just variable risk you don't need. Those are some of the things that you say, look, if I eliminate this kind of stuff where I feel like I want that next trade, it's close, I want to take it. When you eliminate those things because of the type of variable risk I just mentioned, then your results skyrocket. That's just the way it happens. It's not about the number of trades. I'll be back in 1 minute. I'm back. Nothing happened. Yeah, I used to trade Annaly long time ago, Armand. Yeah. It's in the somewhere, it's in the mortgage business. They used to trade or traffic in Freddie Macs and Fannie Mae's and all that stuff. I'm not sure exactly what they do now. It's been years, but let me take a look. Years ago, I used to trade this thing. Let's take a look. Spike the low, rip it back up. That's pretty good. Probably wants to get back up into this zone. I mean, those are there for a reason. I've looked at this, not recently, but that's a target. 19 and a half, 1985, 20 bucks. That's a target. Let me look at one more thing on that. Time. Okay, sorry. First of all, that's the reason not to short 456.31, right? The gap. This is a good reason, okay? That was a number one. 457.60, if they got there quickly, that's still going to be a short. You can even stretch the zone up 80 cents, so that's fine, but they got to do it sooner than later. And I was saying on Annaly that you can make this is not a head and shoulders because it doesn't fit the rules, but this one you can make a pretty good case it is, and it still takes you up here anyway or higher. Probably higher. Takes you almost to say 21.75 from a head and shoulders perspective. These numbers are for a different reason there, but then look at that, it's breakdown candle high and a gap up here. That's really where it takes you if it's going to play out. Stay above this trend line, you got a chance. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to take a while. All right, so let's get back to here. All right. Yeah, it was a 10 o'clock dater jolt. Yes, Shannon. Yes, the answer to your question. I'll be right back, guys. Who are still holding a trailer, great job. Other than that, I would like to hear some profit numbers today. Michael W. out of a trailer, 18 points, 3,600 bucks, extra 7750 total, 7,750 total on the trade. Well done. Yeah, sometimes those things go in queue with the, it happens that way, Shannon. Sometimes just goes in queue. $800 on Dell, Pfizer, and Marvel for Jeremy. Well done. Michael L. is a one contract player, made 1,000 bucks. Try the MES so you can have multiple entries and multiple exits, or at least multiple exits. You can buy 10 of those for one ES contract, and then you can go ahead and buy a little bit more if you want, but you can better manage the exits that way. It's just an idea, but well done. Another exit would be up at 457.60, but you don't wait for him to get there. You exit in front of it. You let the pigs have the scraps. 12K playing the ES and NQ today, Sammy. Well done, Sammy. Woo! Love it. Isn't this a great way to end the week? Fantastic. No heat trade. Pick the low of the morning on the morning trade. I think that deserves a how you doing and a how do you like them apples. I'm here, folks. I'm just doing a little bit of Sally, the customer service rep work. I'll be back in a moment. All right, I'm back. Let me read some of this commentary. Sammy, already got to you. Another 2,500 for Javier, 25% trailer. Great job, Javier. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Yeah, it was. They didn't quite get there, but they spiked below a little bit, 462. That was the general spot. If they get below yesterday's close, like right now, and they stay below, they're going to come down to spike below 456 pretty quickly. I would say if they stay below 455.85, give or take. If you're holding a trailer, it's fine. They could bounce it up there. But at this point, you have to make a decision how much you're going to let them go down to let whatever you've got left go back to the flat line. That's up to you. There's no magic bullet to that one. Frankly, I wouldn't let them get too much below 456, 455, 80, 75. But then you're getting close anyway. It's very tough. This is why they try and shake you out if you're still holding a trailer. If you book the profit, then you don't care. Just short of 4K, Sean. Nice job. Great job. Call it a day. Well done. You know, you see this on a 5-minute chart, and then you have to put it in perspective. What's going on here? Let me reset this so you see it from a different angle. This is still going on. Even if they come down here, it's still going on. Above the trend line is still bullish. Just intraday, when you look at a 5-minute chart, that's not the same, right? Much more dramatic on a 5-minute chart. But that's it. They didn't get there. This was the short in my book. They didn't get there. They pulled back. Now it's just mush for a while, most likely chop shop. Here comes your 85. What's the low? 87. It's close enough. There's 85, 80. Yeah, they may be done for a while here. I don't know. But this is where the easy part's over. That's what I'm trying to say. 2,500 for Javier. I don't know. Oh, I already got that one. The thing scrolled up on me. Sorry. Do I like a bounce on Microsoft? What's your number? 472.90. Oh, the gap? No, I wouldn't buy that. There's definitely support in here, but I don't think I could buy it until they got back to the breakout area for me. How about 371.50? If they're not going to get to the breakout area, 371.60, 50 in here. Call it 60. If they bounce it at the gap, so be it, but that's the first place I would be willing if I'm not going to wait for this. There's your bounce at 80, 85, low of 80, close enough. 25 points on the day, Grant. Well done. Yeah, I looked at Tesla this morning, but I didn't really have anything nearby. I tried. I didn't like any of this stuff because for me, there was just too much risk in here to go down to this low. I didn't like it. Look at that trend line. How about that trend line? Market draws it in, not me. I just follow the directions. There was that bounce at 85.80. Back above the yesterday's close is just the bull case again. Right back. Just a simple back test so far. If they stay above 456.31, the door will reopen for another try. If they get above, I should say. Let's see what's going on over here. Dell, that's good. Oh, CWAN came in. Oh, no, it didn't. Marvel, nice crisp bounce. They're just eating time off the clock. All right, so today was a success. That's the show for the day. Not packing it in, but that's the show for the day for the most part. Yesterday's pivot mark happens to be yesterday's close. Remember that they ran right back up to the pivot on close, or they actually went down to the pivot on close. They were above it a minute or so. I was watching it at the close, but they closed on the pivot, which creates another thing for today, which is yesterday's close. It is interesting. Great job, Michael. You're welcome. Path. Let's take a look. Haven't looked at that one in a while. Wow. I guess they didn't get down there. Let's see where they are. Carved out a pretty nice bottom here. Look where they are. And where is the resistance point in this candle? This is a monthly chart, so there are. Just where is it? Give me a second. Stuff. So if they stay above 23.95, okay, we're not going to get it. 24.90 is the next spot, and that's achievable today. I don't know if they will do that, but that's achievable today. Above there, a no man's land situation all the way up to here, and then the zone up there would be basically up to 29.15. So there's a lot of space in here, and I don't know from here how long it takes to get to here, but those are the nine. I have nothing in here. So that's path, unipath. GC, uptrend. That's all this is. I've been saying it for years. Now, obviously there's pullbacks, and the pullbacks are meant to be bought. This is an uptrend, just what it is. Challenging the high. They will be at some point, right? That's the next thing. That's the next thing. Up 23% on a gold trade in the swing trade account as a result. I wouldn't short Pathmark, no. Not Pathmark, the shopping center, but grocery store, but I wouldn't short Path, comma, Mark. As long as you got something, Grant. Now it's just the easy money's made already. That's over. The easy money was made, if there is any. Going to revisit 455.25? Obviously they are now. That's it. I'm going to call it the trailer, but it's either almost over or over for most. I would say you could stay in as long as you don't get taken out at your entry point. But the concept was they turned around. The easy part was over. Transports are still on a tear, as is the IWM. So two favorite market leading indicators are doing just fine. So all this is BS. Above the trend line, she's bullish, big picture. IWM's bullish, transports are bullish, Q's not so much. This is going to be a line of defense right here because they start pushing down below 371 and it starts to open the door a little bit lower. Microsoft, just saying. If you've got a nice profit day, you're not even looking at this. You're not even considering this. If you've got profits booked on a Friday at 10:30, you're not looking at this. This would be variable risk you don't need. That's just my opinion. I don't know whether they'll bounce it there or not. They can, they normally will, but if they don't, I'm not going Friday into lunchtime with a losing position. No thanks. Not if I can help it. So they never got back to the flat line. That's interesting, right? So traders that are still holding a trailer, I don't know if there are any left, but if you are, you just technically never got taken out. Yeah, Q's underperforming, sector rotation, that makes sense. That's fine. Happened a couple months ago, right? Or a month yeah, but it started really a couple months ago, I think, or whatever it was we talked about at the time. That happens. And that's not necessarily a negative thing for the market. It's just rotating, right? Just money rotating. It's broadening out, actually. PFE. Yeah. Guess what the next place is? 29.29, 29.30, call it 29.30. That's a pretty decent trade. Not over yet. Risk-free, emotionless trade, Dell, Pfizer, Marvel. If this isn't what you signed up for today, I don't know what is. Something for everybody. Easy trade, first right out of the chute. Low of day. How you doing? Friday. Have a nice weekend. Probably going to wrap it early today just because of all that. Vic, 780 profits booked today. Also for November, net profits of 6,700 after joining the live room. Well done. You're welcome. The numbers work. Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic, Vic. Awesome. I'm really happy for you. That's awesome. There's your bounce on Microsoft before the number, slightly. And the spider's right back up. All right, I need a favor from everybody. Just do me a favor, whoever's left in here right now that was in this trade. I need to hear some profit numbers. I'm trying to put together something for a short video. I'm not going to put your name in there, anything like that. No last name, no nothing like that. I just need the numbers, whether they're today, yeah, just today's trade. Not points, numbers. 1,050 for Grant. Good job. Well done. 900 for Bandar. Well done. $1,000 for James. $800 for Lee. 760 for Lothar. 3K total for Armand. Marvel, 1,500 for Danny. 12K today for Sammy. Wow, Sammy, awesome. 1,274 for Dirk. 300 for Bob. Keep it going. $140 for Mark. 525 for John H. 300 still holding a trailer for Jory. Well done on this still holding a trailer, Jory. 2,200 for, it's scrolling, Michael L. 915 for Shad. Jeff J. 23,487 today on the spider trade. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Well done, Jeff. That's a monster number. 244 for Alex. About $1,000 for Carmine. $160 for Chet. Yeah, Jeff, that's just, those numbers don't happen all the time. This is the way you want to end the week. And I'll tell you right now, I think we're going to end it at about 11 o'clock today. Why not? No, the pre-market ones I don't pay attention to, Jeff. They happen every day, all the time. Pre-market, aftermarket. Let's go back to the IWM. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, pretty much. Who said that? Yeah, Javier. Pretty much, right? Didn't notice it until you just said that, but yeah, pretty much. Pretty wild how that works. We had a pretty slow week, all in all. Yesterday was okay. Today was great, but you never know what you're going to get. And you have to have the patience, because a lot of traders, not because, but the reason I'm saying this is a lot of traders don't have the patience and they're unable to wait. And so whether it was Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it was, there was a lot of chopping up that went on, not in here, but in general, and a lot of traders in here that heeded the commentary over time, not to get sucked into those guessing situations in a slow market when there's no trade. You leave it alone, you eliminate some of that variable risk, the guessing, getting chopped up, and your results change. Look at today. Yeah, Shannon, perfect example. 3 trades in the last 8 days. That includes the Thanksgiving holiday and all that stuff. 3 trades in the last 8 days. How about all 3 winners for a total of $4,800? Now, what's wrong with that? And that was during a holiday period and a slow week, $4,800. That's fantastic. Nothing's wrong with that, right? Nothing at all. Let me, while we have an opportunity, things are slow, let me stretch them out here. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Just give me a couple, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Door's still open. Get above yesterday's close, like right now, where they are. And the door is still open for this area. Hey, we got some more profit numbers here while I was gone. No, I don't do that, Cam. I'm not gonna start playing matchmaker. Let's see. 3,500 for Javier, leaving a trailer. Looks like they want to squeeze it. I don't know about a squeeze, but it looks like they want to go higher maybe. They could get to the number, force 57.60. It's not a squeeze though. Robert L. Don't have a monthly goal. That's a bad idea. 3,200 though for November. That's well done. Monthly goals work against you. Daily goals work against you. Just take what the market gives you. I've written many times and spoke about many times why that is. Psychologically, it works against you. You're trying to reach something, and if you're farther away, then you start to do things that you wouldn't normally do because you're convincing yourself it'll work to play catch up. That's the paraphrasing of the thing. Doesn't work. IWM, let's take a look. 182.40. 500 on the ES for Mitch. Well done. 2,500 on PFE for Ron. Well done. Thanks, Javier. It coincides with what I've been saying. No reason they can't get there. Yep, Armand, I like it. I'm sticking with that one. We're talking about the IWM/SPSM on the swing trade that we discussed earlier in the week or last week, whenever we discussed it. I'm sticking with that one. Yep. Face value. It is what it is. 184.5 is like the next place. Not for today, but it's just around the next place. It's not an exact number. I'll get the exact number for next week. Forever, Michael. No, I'm not saying they can't get above 182.40 today. I'm just saying that's the next place. We really don't know if they can or they can't. And we have no idea whether they're likely to bust through or not at this point. But you're going to come into some symmetrical stuff going on here around 182.40, 50, maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, this is the way you want to go out end the week. CRM, yeah, let's see what that's doing today. Look at that. That was yesterday's number, remember? It just blew right through it. But they came up short yesterday, so it wasn't valid today, just still on the board. I mean, somewhere between, let's just call it 270 up to this high of 276 and change. That's really the target right now. This is a monthly candle. So no telling how long it'll take to get there, but they can get there sooner than later and get there next week. We don't know. You can't hop on, you can't buy high and hope it goes higher. It's just where it's going. Sometimes there just is no trade available if you're not in a particular move. Don't get FOMO. You just say, hey, look, I'm not in it. So I'm a spectator. Here's where they're going. I can give it to you. Oh, Sandra Day O'Connor passed away today, 93. Yeah, things happen in threes. Charlie Munger, Henry Kissinger, and Sandra Day O'Connor. How about that? Thanks, Bob. They do happen in threes. Yeah, there's something to that, right? Not to my knowledge, Hugo. Otherwise, I'd have it on the chart, right? Rosalind Carter also, that's 4. Touche, Chad. You're right. Oh, wasn't she last week? Didn't she pass away last week or over the weekend or something? I'm not sure. Be a photo finish on that one. Maybe so, Mark, but he actually did some good stuff here. Yeah, I think Shannon says, yeah, Rosalind Carter passed away last week. The funeral was this week. That still leaves it at 3. Yeah, a number of you don't like Kissinger too much. I get that. Either way, he served this country, whether you like him or don't. We're going to wrap it early today, folks. I think we got our pound of flesh today, to speak. I would say. I think this is a great way to end the week, and I'm going to do that. So I would say keep your hands in your pocket, turn off the screens, take the battery out of your mouse, go do something else. If you got a profit in your pocket today, for the week, last month, whatever, just let it go. Walmart, sure. Yeah, there's nothing you can do in between here. There's really nothing down here other than this low, right? Below that low, you'll get to 150. Big fat round number, spike it, 149. That's common. So this low, which is 150, 165, is the gateway just to another couple of bucks. But 149, 150 is probably decent support. Intraday. I don't know if they get there today, but we'll watch it next week. This is topping signal. That's a reversal, weekly reversal candle. So you got Walmart doing this. What is this telling you about their prospects for the holiday season? It's telling you something. It's telling you the chart is speaking. Look at this. Something just happened. 11 o'clock, I don't know. Powell, oh, yeah, that's just nonsense. Now I definitely want to wrap it up. I don't want to see this. I don't even care. I'm not going to trade Powell. I'm going to take what we got and we're going. 22.50 for the month for Scott H. Well done. Month of November. Well done. All right, folks. Don't do stupid stuff for the rest of the week, rest of the day. We'll be back Monday in uniform, ready to go. Next Friday, Jordan will be taking the room. Just as a reminder, I'll remind you each and every day next week, I'm sure. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the profits that you all got today and this week. And we'll just leave it at that. Don't chase Powell around. I appreciate each of that. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.